Looking at this problem, we have been told that angle A is 46 degrees and that angle C is 63 degrees. So angle A is 46 and angle C is 63. We know that side C is 56 inches. We're to find all of the unknown lengths of sides and missing angles. When I look at this triangle, I see that this triangle does not contain a right angle. And if a triangle does not contain a right angle, we cannot set up a proportion to solve for missing sides and angles using our trig functions. We cannot do it unless you have a 90-degree right angle. We cannot use our trig functions. Therefore, since we do not have a right triangle, we will use law of sine. Now, law of sine, recall, is A over sine A equals to B over sine B, which is C over sine C. The sides are your lowercase a, b, and c. Your angles are your capital A, capital B, and capital C. Now, we're to round the lengths of sides to the nearest tenth. Now, being that we were given angle A and angle C, I can find angle B right off the start. So remember that angle A plus angle B plus angle C equals to 180 degrees. Angle A is 46, angle B is the one I'm solving for. Angle C is 63, equals to 180. Add those together. 46 plus 63 gives me 109. So 109 plus angle B is equal to 180. Subtract 109 from both sides. I have angle B is equal to 180 minus 109. So angle B is 71 degrees. So therefore we know that angle B is 71 degrees. All right. Now, let's fill into law of sine what we have. I'm missing A, but I know that capital angle A is 46. I'm missing B, but I know that capital B is 71 degrees. And I have C, which is 56 inches over sine of capital C is 63. Now, what we will do is we will use proportions two at a time, or we will use two fractions to set up a proportion, two at a time, to solve for an unknown letter. Either it's going to be an unknown letter of a side or an unknown letter of an angle, but we actually have all of the angles in this problem, okay? Now, so the one fraction that I have both lowercase and uppercase is my C's. So I'm going to use the C to set up my proportion. So I'm going to set up A over sine of 46 equals to 56 over sine of 63. When you look at this proportion that I have set up, the only letter that I'm missing is A. That's the reason why you will always look at these three fractions and you will pick the one that you have both lowercase and uppercase in to always use. To solve a proportion, you'll need two fractions. So I will use cross multiplication to solve this one. Now, I'm going to use B over sine of 71 equal to 56 over sine of 63 to find B. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my second proportion. B over sine of 71 equals to 56 inches over sine of 63. So this will be the proportion that I will use to solve B. Again, notice I've used the C's in both of these proportions, but I've set up two separate proportions so that in this one the only unknown is A, so when I use cross multiplication I will find A. In this one, when I use cross multiplication, the only variable that I'll be solving for is B. So let's solve for A here using cross multiplication. So I have A times sine of 63 equals to 56 times sine of 46. Solving for A, divide both sides by sine of 63. The sine of 63's cancel. So now let's put this in our calculator. So we have 56 times sine of 46 degrees. That's 46 degrees. And then we're going to divide that value by sine of 63 degrees. When you do, you end up with 45.2 if we round it to the nearest tenths inches. So, side A is 45.2 inches. Now, the only unknown value that we're missing is B. So now I have B in this proportion that I can solve for by using cross multiplication. So let's cross multiply here and here. Okay? So I have B times sine of 63 is B sine of 63 equals to, when you cross multiply here, you have 56 times sine of 71 degrees. Okay? Then, solving for B, divide both sides by sine of 63. The sine of 63's cancel. So B is equal to, use your calculator, 56 times sine of 71 degrees divided by sine of 63 degrees. Make sure you're in degrees. You end up with B is equal to 59.4 inches. So there's my other unknown value. B is equal to 59.4. We had to use law of sine in this problem because we did not have a right triangle.